Our next fallacy of presumption is false alternatives. False alternatives will always contain an either-or statement, which is known as a disjunction in logic. When an argument wrongly presumes that a disjunction is exclusive when it's inclusive or exhaustive when it's not, it commits the fallacy of false alternatives. We'll see what these terms mean in the next few slides. Let's try to get a better idea of what exclusive disjunction means. A disjunction is an either-or statement that has two members or disjuncts. An exclusive disjunction means either P or Q, but not both. Here, P and Q are exclusive alternatives because if one is true, the other is false, and vice versa. They cannot both be true. Take this example. Either bin Laden is alive or he's dead. If it's true that he's alive, he can't be dead. And if it's true that he's dead, he can't be alive. So the disjuncts are mutually exclusive. They are also exhaustive, which means that between them they exhaust the possible states in which bin Laden could possibly be found. These disjuncts are both exclusive and exhaustive. Inclusive disjunction, on the other hand, is quite different. In an inclusive disjunction, the disjuncts might both be true. Either P is true or Q is true, and perhaps both P and Q are true. Take this example. Apples that are either too small or too ripe are discarded. It's entirely possible that, in sorting through the apples, we'll find an apple that is both too small and too ripe, so clearly these disjuncts are not mutually exclusive. Even though in this example they are presented as exhaustive, we can imagine a scenario in which these two characteristics wouldn't be exhausted. We could discard apples which were wormy or badly bruised, etc. Now that we understand the concepts of exclusive and exhaustive disjunction, let's put them to work understanding false alternatives. When an arguer offers a disjunctive premise as being exhaustive and exclusive, we need to ask ourselves whether this is factually the case. Basically, we need to test to see whether the alternatives put forth in the disjunction truly exhaust all the alternatives and whether they are truly exclusive. That is, if one alternative is true, the other must be false. The fallacy of false alternatives is committed when a disjunctive premise that is presented as exhaustive or as exclusive really isn't so. Take this example of a false alternative. Premise 1, either you're a Catholic or you're a Buddhist. Premise 2, you are certainly not a Buddhist. Conclusion, so you must be a Catholic. Is the disjunction that is presented in premise 1 truly exhaustive? Are Catholicism and Buddhism the only religions? No. So this argument commits the fallacy of false alternatives. To avoid this fallacy, look carefully whenever you encounter a premise that contains a disjunction, and ask if they are intended to be exclusive or exhaustive. If they are intended to be so, you must ask yourself whether they really are so. If not, then you have an instance of false alternatives. This concludes this segment of a multi-part lecture on fallacies of presumption. Please proceed to the next segment.